Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my very first YouTube video. My name's Matthew Radaskowski, and this is More Chess. My initials MOR, and just more chess. We want more chess. Um, you know, I'm always playing a blitz or a rapid game on my phone. On my lunch break. In the evening, trying to make my way to as many, over the board tournaments on the weekend that I can. So many young guns playing here in Central Texas, playing one if not more over the board tournaments in the week on the weekends. Yeah, I mean chess is just exploding. Um, so yeah, I decided to start a channel, start covering some chess. Anything from the top level GM stuff to cheating scandals with Hans Niemann, Magnus Carlsen, whatever, and but also focusing a lot on the Central Texas local stuff as well. Um, and I think that's how we're gonna kind of start off this first video here, um, covering a smaller tournament, a quad that is put on by Jason Howell, who's kind of a legend here in Central Texas. Been rated over 2,000 for a very long time, and just beating him just about everybody that I know. And puts on a lot of house tournaments, little four-person quads during the week. This is like the 68th edition of that. Just a ton of tournaments. I think this kind of started actually over COVID. But then some 10 and 12 person, game in 45 Swiss tournaments and some blitz tournaments as well. So this particular quad, I think was took place last week. So you have lots of good players, and a lot of these guys are underrated. I mean, I saw a game from Jorge a couple weeks ago, and I haven't really met him formally yet, but seen him around, and seems like he's playing really good chess. From what I saw a couple weeks ago, he played like a Vienna with the white pieces and just blew his opponent off the board. And then you have Tanish Selam, and he's a young gun that I mean, shoot, I played him maybe a year and a half ago when he was rated 1400 or something, and I beat him, but haven't beaten him since. I think there's a loss and the rest draws, but I mean he's just getting better all the time. I mean at the time we're recording this video, it's I'm sure he's when this quad took place 1664, he's already up to like 1730, 1740, something like that, playing just like a 18 1900 type player. And then you have Daryl West, rated 1713 at this quad. He's just such an aggressive, dangerous player. I mean, he'll just throw the kitchen sink at you. He'll sack a rook. He'll sack multiple pieces to get at your king. So, very dangerous player. And then you have Logan Schaefer. Um, I mean, he's been rated over 2,000 already for quite a while. He's gonna be a master here in no time, I'm sure. He represented Texas in I think it was the National Middle School Championship, Scholastic Championship this past year go around, and I mean, just a crazy good player. Just I think Beast Mode is his nickname. I mean, he's just blown most people off the board. I haven't gotten to play him yet, but just a great player. So yeah, so for this video, we're gonna keep it simple. One kind of featured game. We have Tanish versus Logan, and Tanish has the white pieces, Logan with the black pieces. We got some honorary GM tags there for them. But I mean, this game was just, I mean, they played, I think it was like 80 something moves. Um, Chess.com gave them like a 2,500 performance rating for the game. So just pretty incredible stuff. So let me get set up here and get going. So we have e4 from Tanish, c6. We got a Karo Khan from Logan. And I mean, before we get started here, I mean, why would you play this move? Why are people playing e6, this French defense stuff, and blocking in your bishop and all that? I don't get it. Uh, Jason Howell plays it. He just kills people with it. I don't know, not my style. I'm a big Karo Khan fan. I love this opening. Um, so Tanish goes d4. Uh, Pretty standard. Logan, just following through with the Karo Khan. You're challenging white center immediately. And I think the meta nowadays is to go ahead and push. There's also knight protecting the pawn here. There's the two knights. But yeah, Tanish just exchange. Doesn't want to deal with any of that stuff. And I think being a Caro player myself, whenever I get an exchange, I just kind of go, dang it, you know. Um, Exchange can be kind of boring, but it takes the sting out of like a lot of preparation that a lot of these players have in the Caro. Same with the French, same deal. You get an exchange there. A lot of French players kind of get annoyed. Kind of takes them out of their element. So I think it simplifies things and totally get it from Tanish here. Um, Developing the bishop, Logan developing the knight, attacking the pawn, and Tanish protects wisely with the c pawn. Logan developing his other knight, Tanish bringing out a knight, and because Tanish moved the bishop out to d3 here, it kind of invites this pin here, which is kind of annoying. I'm sure he expected that. Um, but then just kind of asking Logan here, what are you doing? You want to go ahead and trade? You gonna back out? And I think in the advanced variation, where you get this pawn push up through here and maybe a weak pawn here on d4 later on. The plan is going to be to go ahead and just take and then focus on this weak pawn here. But in this variation, not going to happen. I think Logan, backs out. Makes sense. And so, Tanish is just going to have kind of this pin here for a while. But logically, just kind of brings out knight b to d2, protecting the knight. Logan pushes, making path out for his bishop. Tanish go ahead and gets the king to safety with the castle. Logan bringing out the bishop. And then Tanish playing this move, rook to e1. Very principled. I think we've got one of those what they call Carlsbad structures now. And white has these this open file, this open e file, semi-open e file, and black has this semi-open c file. So black's plan could be maybe more pushing on the queen side and vice versa with the white pieces. So we get castles from Logan. Makes sense. And then we get this knight move back from Tanish. Looks a little funny here. I mean, the knight's, doubling up. They're both guarding this corner square here. But I think it's more about probably making room for this bishop to get out. And then we get Logan bringing out the queen to c7. Makes sense, connecting the rooks. Completing his development. Ready to rock. And all right, there we go. We see the bishop out. Tanish asking questions of this knight here. What's this knight doing? And I think Logan, it's probably time to go ahead and move the knight. I mean, Tanish is threatening to his threat is to ruin the structure here, right? Logan doesn't want that. And so, I mean, you could move the bishop back, right, to protect, but you've already, you brought the bishop out to d6. Moving it back to protect now just it doesn't feel that great. So, but Logan just says, no, I don't need to deal with any of that. And I saw this live through the DGT stream that Jason had set up that day. And yeah, at first I was just like, yeah, what is this? Tanya's just take and ruin the structure. Um, but then, I took a second look and, it's kind of complicated actually. You take, and Logan's plan is, pushing the pawn. And, then you've got your pieces forked. And, this bishop is pinning the knight all at the same time. So it's not that simple. Also, if it's takes, shoot, maybe Logan's got plans of bringing the king and the rook and pressure. I mean, who knows? You're right. I mean, you're playing Logan. I don't know. It's a little scary. So, I mean, I think the computer here did want takes. And then from here, the idea is push. And then the key move here is to get, it seems like the computer wants you to get the bishop back out, right? So you took, your bishop's hanging there, you get it out, and then black captures with the bishop, right? Attacking the queen, forcing white to recapture, and then now taking the bishop with the pawn. We get takes, and then we end up with a position like this, which, white's structure's a little bit ruined here, but, we have some extra material. We're up a pawn. So it's pretty murky, right? The computer, says, plus 0.3, yada, yada. I'm sure, but practically speaking, this is just not ideal either. So in the game, we get Tanya's just taking, right? He doesn't want to deal with any of that nonsense. Totally understandable. I would probably do the exact same thing here. And then you get Logan recapturing with the knight, doubling up the pressure on this knight, right? We're pinned already to our queen here. And so Tanya's pretty much only move, right? Bishop back, protect the knight. And here we do have maybe some tactics in the air, potentially. If Logan had somehow managed to get his queen into a spot that was a knight jump away from this knight, you could have maybe takes, and now we have a double attack here on this bishop, and in case of takes down this way, we've got the knight jumping to maybe get a queen, but it's not quite working out. But nonetheless, I mean, it doesn't feel great to have kind of this double attack idea, discovered attack, excuse me, I can't draw arrows, on this bishop that's just kind of sitting here. So Logan just takes, makes sense. Tanya's takes back, takes, and we still got our bishop threat here, threatening to ruin the structure. So Logan's really out of wiggle room here. I think has to do something, and sure enough, he does. Bring the knight up, out of harm's way, also attacking the bishop in the process. So yeah, just a great square for the knight here in the center of the board. So what's Tanya's gonna do here? I think, yeah, bishop back to e3 makes sense. Supporting the center, getting out of the way of the attack from the knight. And then Logan, pawn to f5. Just kind of doubling down on this square here with the knight. Great square for the knight. I mean, it's not a bastion yet. Bastion outpost. I'm using Hikaru language here. But I mean, the queen could sidestep and the pawn, kicks out the knight this way, but that's two moves away. So at the moment, yeah, just a great square for the knight. Danish sliding the rook over, putting pressure, hitting the d5 pawn, and Logan indirectly guarding the pawn. Not a free pawn, right? You can take, but this is losing your rook. Black should be better there. So kind of a clever little defense there. And then Tanish moving his knight, challenging this guy. Just not a this knight on e4 is just a beast right now. Maybe hoping Logan will take or something, but yeah, not gonna happen. Logan moves his bishop to the center of the board. Tanish opts not to take on his own. Logan could do this, put pressure on the queen. Just not an ideal moment to take. But I think Tanish probably wants the knight ideally here on d4. This would be a true outpost, right? No pawns can attack and boot the knight out. The problem is right now Logan's got the bishop right here kind of guarding the square at the moment. So Logan just playing a simple improving move there. Pawn up and making sure that this pawn here is not hanging, should he move the queen. And then we get Tanish kind of, I think, trying to follow through with this plan here of getting the knight to d4. And I think Logan sees that, right, and just says, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Steps out of the way. Tanish back now. Lots of maneuvering. Really just a tough position to come up with a good plan right now for either player. But Logan does say, okay, now that your knight's not there, okay, let's go ahead and trade, right? But Tanish wants to do it on his own terms, so go ahead and does it. Beats Logan to it. Logan wanted to take and get this isolated pawn here. So then, Logan takes back. A little scary here because your queen's got this discovered attack, right? Potentially with this rook here, and this knight is just pinned right now. And so Tanish kind of cleverly go ahead and double down on that tactic there, and now threatening f3, basically winning a piece. This also reinforces, should you bring the rook here, this knight's not free to move because we've got two attackers now. So really not a nice move. And Logan just wisely, just steps out of the way. I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. And then Tanish takes. And I mean, the engine's not a huge fan of that, but I mean, I totally get it. That knight was just a huge thorn in your side. I mean, maybe you could have, I don't know, pushed f3, but then you're weakening the diagonal and all that. So yeah, totally understandable. Logan recaptures with the d pawn, and now Tanish immediately challenging this pawn here. Pretty interesting, pretty aggressive. I like it. And then Logan just sliding the rook over. With the potential for this attack here, and I don't know, it's just getting a little dicey. I don't like having my queen here, right, in the line of the rook, right. You could just recapture, yada yada. It's probably fine, but just a little scary. So Tanish just jumps the queen out to c4 with a check. King's got to move over, and then we get takes. Slide the rook over to the f file, hitting the queen. Queen's got to move. Logan moves it out of the way, and then we get takes. And I mean, makes sense, right? I mean, you're playing Logan. He's 2,000 plus. Let's get the pieces off the board. Let's get to drawing land here. Tanish attacking the pawn. Logan defending the pawn. Tanish bringing the queen back. So this file is pretty much locked here at the moment. So lots of maneuvering with the pawns. And then Logan, kind of a minority attack, I guess you could call it here, with the A pawn, threatening to damage the structure. And, I mean, practically speaking, I mean, Logan's kind of pressing here, right? And something that we kind of context that we're not getting from this video because I don't have the timestamps is Tanish's time is actually getting really low here. I think when we hit move 40, I think he's got like something like 10 seconds remaining. So this is a game in 30 with a 5-second delay. So he's basically playing on delay time for like half the game because this is like an 80 move game. So yeah, I mean, Tanish is just under some pressure right here, but just defending really well. But yeah, Logan just bringing it. Tanish goes ahead and takes, and Logan recaptures this other pawn with the queen. Makes sense. Tanish, pretty clever there, just trying to get Logan to do the trade and get your structure back. Logan says no, and with the check, Tanish has to slide to the corner. But then Logan saying, okay, what about this a4 pawn? What are you going to do to protect that? Yeah, we're not doing anything to protect that. That a4 pawn is just gone. And so Tanish, just Geronimo, just pushes it. Logan recaptures with the pawn. I think the engine wanted rook captures. I think just allowing there to be another attacker on this yet another weak pawn. But again, like time is just getting low for Tanish, right? So he's just trying to, I think, make some quick moves here and just like let's just flag him almost. And then just a great move here by Tanish, though. I mean, just double attack right on the pawn. But had he done it, with queen to c2, then the rook just comes and protects, right? But because he attacks it this way, no defense from the rook. This pawn's gone now, and so Logan's sliding the rook to the open f file. Tanish taking with the rook, and I mean that's the move that I would play too, probably, right? Attacking the queen, forcing it, maybe winning some time on the queen there. But the computer really liked for Logan here to go rook down to f1 check, king stepping up only move, and then boom, the queen gets in with check, forcing the king out. Now rook up to f2, and this pawn is going bye-bye. And the computer just wants White's king to just keep running up the board. We're taking with the queen. We can get an attack here. I mean, it's a little scary, right? Because your king is just kind of sitting here. But, I mean, you're kind of safe too, right? Check up, and then I guess you're still covering here. So, a little scary. I mean, I can totally understand Logan not seeing that line there. Just kind of wild. Logan plays queen back to c5. Totally fine too, right? You're just safeguarding your pawn, getting out of the way of this rook. So equal material here, but now at this point, yeah, Tanish is just very low on time, but just brings the rook back, protects any of this back rank stuff that we just saw. And then Logan just pushing the pawn, protecting it. We got some shuffling. Logan just pushing. Hoping to just, I don't know, Tanish is low on time. Maybe just take, please, so I can, promote this guy. Not going to happen, of course. Tanish wisely protecting this way. Logan throwing in a check. Throwing in another check. And pawn up to g3. So no more side protection with the pawns there. So a little bit scary, but computer doesn't really see a way to break through here. So we get some more shuffling, pinning the rook to the queen. Logan stepping out of the way. More shuffling. Throwing in a couple checks. And more shuffling. And then now at this point, Logan says, yeah, let's go for the trade. He would love for Tanish just to go ahead and trade so he can come in with tempo with a check. Tanish sliding the queen to b3, protecting this infiltration square from the queen. So when we do the trade here and Logan initiates it, comes back, Tanish is covering this square here, really nice. Logan just doing some more maneuvering. Pawns now are fixed, right? No more pawn pushes. Anybody who pushes a pawn here, no bueno. And so just some more shuffling. More shuffling. Tanish just, I don't know how he's doing it. He's like on, 10 seconds with just basically 5-second delay for all these moves. I mean, it's incredible. He's just seeing how not to just lose the game immediately, because just one misstep and Logan's just going to win this game. Just pressing, right? He's got more time. He's able to think in certain critical situations, but slowly but surely, here comes the king, right? I mean, Logan is bringing the king. Oh my God. So now we got, it's all about these pawns right here, right? You can get this king in here. Boom. Logan's pawn is just, it's all the way up to, a3, 2 steps away. Tanish throwing in a check, and then what I thought was the dagger. I mean, I saw this live on the DGT stream, and I thought this was just game over. I mean, Logan blocks the check with the queen with his own check, and basically just forces a trade, right? Got a trade now, and the king is in. I mean, we're in. We're golden. This is just GG. Game over. And we're just, the black king is 1, 2, 3 steps away. And the white king is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps away. I mean, it's crazy. I just thought this was just game over. And is this eval bar broken? I mean, my cat just opened the door, by the way. Adorable cat. Yeah, if you like cats. Hey, Max. Finishing my first YouTube video with the cat in the house now, rummaging through. Come here, Max. Say hi, everybody. First YouTube video. This is Max. But yeah. So here's the end of the game. We got Logan. We got Tanish. Logan's getting in. He's winning the pawn. This is just... Oh, wait. Tanish hangs in there. Logan up a pawn. And we have a trapped king. Nowhere to go. These pawns are fixed. Yeah, there's no moving the pawn, right? Shoot. Maybe if this pawn wasn't here or something, you could do one of those tricks where you somehow race the pawn up the board. But the guys repeat to a draw. And just, I mean, I was just blown away when I saw this ending here. I just thought Logan just had it. I thought maybe he missed some kind of king opposition thing. Maybe right about here, I thought after I saw it was a draw in the end, I thought, well, maybe, instead of rushing through, maybe he should just oppose here and then the king has to, run away. But no, it's the same thing. You're still getting in. Same thing. So that's why the eval bar is just saying a draw, but just a wild finish. I mean, these two kids, Logan and Tunish, and I mean, just Logan gonna be a master here any minute it seems like, and Tanish just screaming up the rating ladder, um, and just a great game, a great, really fun first video for me, and yeah, it was cool. You got to meet my cat Max as well. Anyways, yeah, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Central Texas chess, alive and well, and yeah, I'll be covering a lot more of it going forward. And yeah, thanks for watching. All right, see you guys.